I haven't seen many Naruto movies, but I did like Road to Ninja. It was pretty fun to watch. Of course, it wasn't perfect. There were a few problems that I did have with the movie, but the basic plot of the movie is that you've got the masked man who, for the sake of the movie, is still called Madara, even though we all know better than that. But he basically cast this smaller version of his Eye of the Moon plan, which was basically this illusion of an alternate world, which is very similar to the world that they live in, but it's completely different, and everybody acts the complete opposite of how they act in the regular world. And this really attracted me to the movie because I felt it was going to be a very fun experience seeing everybody act differently than how you expected them to, and it was a lot of fun watching them do that. But I did have a bit of a problem with this because they didn't really put as much time as I wanted into this part of the plot, just because you see some of these characters just acting really goofy. Like, say for example, Rock Lee he wasn't actually peeking on the girls in the shower, he was stealing their underwear, and he was, like, wearing it. He had Tintin's underwear on, they called him that way, and that is completely different for the Rock Lee that I know. But, you've got, like, Shikamaru, for example, is very goofy. You've got Hinata here is very different as well, because there's one time that she tells Sakura, if you flirt with Naruto, then I will kill you, because he is mine, and that's very different from the, Hinata that I know, of course. So you've got all of these characters that are acting completely different than they were in the real world, and that was a lot of fun to watch, I felt. But also there was this part of the story where Naruto's parents are actually alive in this alternate world, and I felt that that was a really heartwarming part here as well, because you get to see Naruto. A big part of the series for me is Naruto, his loneliness, because he's always alone, he never has his parents, and everybody kind of looks down on him. Of course, later on in Shippuden, he becomes like a hero, everybody knows, but in the early series, it's always pretty lonely for him. So this was a pretty great part here as well, because you get to see him interacting with his parents, and actually Sakura is the one that is left being lonely because her parents, actually her father was one of the Hokage in this alternate world, and she's pretty lonely here as well, so she kind of feels Naruto's pain. And I really like that part because she got to see a bit of his pain. She got to understand how Naruto actually feels. So if you've seen the Road to Ninja trailer, then you know that Sasuke is here, and that's pretty much it. He's here, you see him flirt with a few women, and that's really it. He's not important to the overall plot of the movie at all, and, you know, he doesn't really do much. And also, I was excited to see that the Akatsuki are here. So what's great about this movie is that you've got so many great characters, just like with the Naruto series, you've got so many great characters, and just like the Naruto series itself, its downfall is that they don't really have enough time to go in depth with all of these great characters, and that's the same for this movie. You've got all of these great characters, and their personality is flipped, and that would make for some very funny moments, but they don't really get into all these characters because they don't really have the time. So my other complaint about this movie, which really goes hand in hand with my other complaint that they don't really have enough time to go in depth with all of these characters, is that flashbacks, just like with the Naruto series, the flashbacks are here as well. We get the entire flashback with Naruto and his parents where they're basically sealing the Nine Tails inside of him, and that whole scene is there, and it didn't really count how long it was, but it was a lot longer than it needed to be. If they had taken that part out, maybe shown a couple clips, 30 seconds or something, that would have worked for me, because I remember what happened, even in the Naruto game, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, they're doing that whole flashback as well. But aside from that, of course, we do get the good interaction between Naruto and Sakura in this alternate world. We get the funny characters with their alternate personalities. We get some amazing fights, like I said before, the Akatsuki is here, and also there's this masked man in the alternate universe, which I'm not going to spoil his identity for you, but I think just by watching the movie you'll understand who that is just by watching it, but I'm not going to spoil it. The fight between them two is really awesome. We do get to see a battle with the Nine Tails here as well, so the fights are done well, the comedy is done well, but they don't really, they don't really manage their time properly because they have the flashbacks, and, they could have just used that by showing more of the characters, because that's what I wanted to see, them and their alternate personalities. While I did really enjoy the characters and their alternate personalities, I enjoyed the battles, I enjoyed the interaction between Naruto and his parents, I really enjoyed that, and also Sakura as well, and Sakura feeling Naruto's pain and loneliness. There are just other parts that they completely missed out on the opportunities given to them by the plot of the movie, just by throwing in flashbacks, which I felt was just filler to the movie, just just to throw it in to take up time, and I didn't like that. So anyways, if you've seen Naruto Road to Ninja, then let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching, I'll see you later.